wondered why the market always goes against you? Many times after you've bought a share, then share prices started to drop. Is it because that the market doesn't like you? How do we overcome this situation then? M Plus Wiz, which alerts on potential entry for trending stocks, might do the trick for you. Is that all for the Wiz feature? Not at all. To find out more, please visit us at mplusonline.com/wiz. Have you ever wondered why the market always goes against you? Many times after you've bought a share, then share prices started to drop. Is it because that the market doesn't like you? How do we overcome this situation then? M Plus Wiz, which alerts on potential entry for trending stocks, might do the trick for you. Is that all for the Wiz feature? Not at all. To find out more, please visit us at mplusonline.com/wiz.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Elkie here with you guys today. Okay, so it's our weekly market outlook section again. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, all right. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. If you can hear me, please do let me know. Okay, please do let me know that you can hear me if the voice is clear. Okay, then we're gonna start our section for today. Okay, yeah, I know everyone is a little bit upset or a little bit disappointed with our FPM KLCI remains weak today. Okay, despite we are seeing US Dow Jones US indexes performance was pretty much flat, or even we are seeing a rebound in US Nasdaq on last Friday, but we are not seeing that happening in our local Malaysia market today. Okay, one of the reason that I would say it's due to we are seeing some of the funds they are exiting from risky assets like cryptocurrencies. We can see cryptocurrencies has been once traded below 20,000 mark over the weekend, and of course Malaysia as Malaysian market as the emerging markets. Emerging markets normally will be categorized as a riskier investment as well. So, no doubt that also brought into the effect that fund could be exiting from emerging markets at this moment, at this time. Okay, as we are seeing they are tightening in the monetary supply, and also reduce appetites, reduce risk appetites at this moment. Okay, with Feds has increased their rates. Okay, increase announced to increase their interest rate by 75 basis point, and we are expecting more to come in July. Okay, it could be 50 basis point or another 75 basis point, and also some anticipation of a potential recession if the things got worsened. Okay, with the inflation crisis that happening all across the global. Okay, so talking so much of that. Okay, we can see that that actually brought into the effects that we are seeing our local FPM KLCI continue trader lower. Okay, continue to stay weak, and sentiment wise, I would say that is pretty much bearish, where we are seeing 735 counter downs in the morning section, and we only have 130 counters up. But one good thing about all of these 130 counters, if you look at the top gainers today, right over here, we can see it's when we still can see there are quite a number of counters over right over here. Okay, like some we still have Mbank over here. We still have Nestle up by 40 cents. Okay, we have SFP Technologies that new listed today, is the new IPO today, and it actually opened at 60 cents, a double from the IPO price of 30 cents. Okay, yeah, we still see some consumer counters like Carlsberg, okay, BJ Food, Lei Hong, all this. Okay, so if we look into the sector wise, we can see most of the sectors they are in red, but we are seeing consumer products and also REITs. Okay, at this moment, for today, they are the least impacted sector. They are the defensive sector that at this moment for us we should might want to switch our portfolio into some of these counters. Okay, reduce some of the aggressive um, trading sectors, like it could be we can reduce on technologies, we can reduce on plantations, commodity stocks of oil and gas. Okay, but move into some of the consumer products. Okay, or even rates for the dividends. Okay, and why do I say that we might want to consider to reduce on technology and commodity stocks is technology. We know why. Okay, technology is always trade. First is we had seen a very strong rally on technologies for the past 2 years, and the technology has been on retracement starting of this year, and of course with the rate hikes, all this technologies is always considered as the high risk sector, where we are seeing the funds, they are reducing the exposure. So that's why we have been seeing technologies has been coming down, partly also dragged by the selling in the cryptocurrency as well, whereby from fundamental sides, from the demands from for all these graphic cards, all these processor, they are lowering down, okay, with the drop in the Bitcoin price. Okay, but as for commodities wise, if we look into like for example, plantations price, we can see CPO price has topped at 7,100 level. Okay, and recently we seen it has broke below the neckline of around 5,600 levels. Okay, we can see this is a double top, this is a breakdown, and we are expecting more selling pressure to come in. Okay, if we base on the double top resistance, double top target wise, you can see this is a 2,500 points, 1,500 points away. So from here, the target for double top is 1,500 points below, which is at around, it could be at around 4,100 area. Okay, for double top targets. Okay, for double top targets. All right, so there might be more to go for CPO. Okay, for CPO to sell lower. Okay, and as for the crude oil, if we look into crude oil wise, one thing to be mindful about the crude oil. We can see that and again is for the Brent is very well resisted at 123 bucks, and it's a a very strong sell down on last Friday. Okay, it's a 10 points lower, so that's almost a 10% down from 123 to 1 right now is 113. And also we have to bear in mind that by August, the reduced production agreement by the OPEC Plus will come to expiry, and we might see the increased productions in the crude oil. Yeah. Okay. So by that, we might see the increased production, increased supply. Hence, we might see the drop in the oil price. Okay. So with these two with this happening, we might see a selling in the commodity stocks, especially for some of those oil plantation stocks or oil stocks that has been rallying for early this year, or even starting end of last year. Yeah. Okay, so that's why it's we might really want to consider to reduce the exposure on the commodities and switch it into some of the consumer products that could be provide some support right now. Okay, if we look into some of the our wish trigger today, we can see it's only a handful of trigger, because during such a bear market, a strong selling market, the system, it wouldn't trigger too aggressively as well. Okay, it's designed in that way. So if we look into Padini, okay, Padini is one that we actually selected for today's daily pick, because we've seen a good hammer candle with recovering volume happening on last Friday. So as it pressuring upward this morning upon opening, we might see a further rebound to 350 cents or even 370 cents to 80 cents, as the interest might continue to go back into the consumer products. Okay, but as the buying pressure didn't continue, it might come to our stop loss at below 315 cents area. Okay, but on the other hand, we can see Lei Hong. Okay, Lei Hong is showing quite some good buying pressure. Okay, it has rebounded 3 points higher to close at 28 cents at 12:30, and we can see this is actually a very good reversal signal that happening Okay, it's a good buying, and in short term it might test 30 cents, and a breakout above 30 cents we might see further upward pressure to 36 to um 40 cents. Okay, for Lei Hong wise, as Malaysia uplift the export ban for the chickens, okay, it's definitely gonna benefit Lei Hong as well. Okay, and also we might expect that there might be an increase of the uh, price cap, the capping price, the cap price for the chicken, and that would help them to uh, improve their profit margin, because for all these poultry companies, they have been suffering from a margin squeeze due to a higher feed cost, which is the corn price. Okay, so if you are interested in trading into Lei Hong or QL, okay, QL or CAB, Teo Sing, all these poultry related counters, you do really want to monitor closely on all this news, okay, and also the comp price as well as the feed cost, okay. Uh, all right. So for some other consumer counters that I would say that it could look quite interesting, I would be looking at GCB. Okay, we can see GCB. It was a piercing on Friday. Okay, and it's forming inside the bar today. Okay, if we can see a continuous rebound above two ringgit 53 cents for GCB wise, we might continue to see it retest 2 ringgit 60 cents or even go higher to 2 ringgit 73 cents. Okay, yeah, so consumer products is really one of the sector that we want to put more emphasis at this moment compared to other sectors. Okay, if we look into FPM KLCI, our blue chips index, remember last week we were talking about FPM KLCI has dropped below the strong support indicated at 1485, and it has to have a quick rebound and stay be above 1485. Otherwise, we will see further selling. Okay, yeah. So last Monday we were seeing the market at here, and on the next day we can see the market attempt to make a quick rebound, but eventually it failed. Okay, we didn't see it cover the gap at 1494, but continue pressure lower and consolidate and pressure lower, break lower today. Okay, so with this breaking low, breaking down for further selling, we can see that the next support we might see on FPM KLCI, a short-term one, it would be at around 1410, or if but a major one, it will be somewhere around 1365. Okay, 1365 over here. Okay, so at this moment, I would say that for the traders in the market, we really want to be a little bit more conservative, okay, and we do not want to be aggressive and just keep on buying as the market selling down. Yes, you can try to do into some buying for good fundamental stocks that undervalue. Okay, you do to be undervalued, but you can do it in a smaller scale at this point as the sentiment remains weak and continue pressure lower. Okay, anyway, we do not know where is the low, so the idea that we can follow is, as long as it's cheap, I'm gonna just buy. But because we do not want to catch a falling knife, we can do it in a small scale, break into maybe like five transactions, or five entry price, or even 10. It's okay also. Okay, just do it very slowly, and this is only for long-term investing, because for long-term investor we should have a mindset that if it is cheap, and if it's having growth story in the futures, is still producing, is still delivering results, and as it is undervalued right now, we really want to buy because it is cheap. Okay, but for short-term trading who wish to buy high, sell higher, okay, at this point you really want to consider to cut loss some, reduce your exposure and cut loss on some of the speculative product, especially those that with weak fundamental. Okay, but switch your portfolio into something safer, like maybe consumer products or even REITs. Okay, to hang on with them so that when the market recovers, you still have the bullets to go into some of these counters to trade as it is rebounding. Okay, yeah. So with we can see that there's still some space to go for FBMKSI to go lower. Okay, but at this point, even there are still about like 70 points lower for FBMKSI to go before reach the next rest support. We do not deny that it might make some technical rebound, then only sell down further in this way, because for those technical traders, you guys do understand that the selling, it just doesn't happen in the day, right? Yeah. Okay, so anytime if there is any rebound, it might be just a short-term technical rebound, and then eventually the index or the market direction, it could likely to stay in a downward mood. All right, okay, unless we see a very strong solid buying, and then we do not see a follow through selling pressure and continue break higher, then we would deem it as the reversal of the market. Okay, otherwise it could be trade lower in multiple swing towards the next support around 1368 area. Okay, yeah. So okay, so if we look into some of the consumer products, like Inchino Iman is asking about FFB. If we look into FFB wise, okay, for Farm Fresh, we can see that Farm Fresh has broke below this low at 1 ringgit 60 cents. Okay, 1 ringgit 60 cents. Eventually on last Monday, it broke below, and then we do mention that we needed to recover it back above the 1 ringgit 60 cents area. But we can see right over here, it is resistance. Okay, it actually just resisted at this level and unable to break higher. Okay, with today's selling and going back below 1 ringgit 54 cents, actually we can see that Farm Fresh is going on a potential for continuous selling. Okay, at this point, I believe Farm Fresh okay, Farm Fresh could be of um Farm Fresh could be also affected by the increase of the raw materials. Okay, the cost the costing as well, and having some reduce in their margin. Okay, so with the weaker market, although it is on the consumer products, we can see that it is still continue to pressure lower at this point. Okay, yeah, so it might FFB, it might go into a continuous selling trend right over here. Okay, and for Heng Yuan wise, okay, for Heng Yuan we can see despite a hammer on Friday, okay, it didn't continue to rebound, and but further selling pressure over here. Okay, that actually makes it to become a hanging man rather than a hammer, and we are seeing it is approaching very near to the support of the beginning of the starting of the rally, which is at 4 ringgit 08. Okay, so basically this has reversed the whole rally from 4 ringgit area all the way to 7 ringgit 70 cents, and then right now is it come all the way back to near to the low. Okay, at this point we are yet to see the sign of slowing in the selling pressure. Okay, so what we might see as it is approaching near for four ringgit, or even the low or as 3 ringgit 70 cents, we might see smaller candles and slowing in the selling pressure, and it might go sideways around here with some rebounds and then continue to go into sideways. Okay, yeah. So if you are a believer, if you are a believer in the crack spreads, okay, because I know market has been talking about the crack spreads, and then as the crack spread uh, continue to stay high, then Heng Yuan is likely to experience a good profit margin. Okay, so if you're a believer of a high crack spread, it's actually very near to the historical high. I do believe that as Heng Yuan is coming near to the support at this level, near to the 4 ringgit levels, you might want to break it. You might want to break it into small position to slowly to position it, and when it found the support, it might have a technical rebound on the of the crack spreads. Yeah. Okay. Similarly, if we look into Petron M wise, we can see Petron M still some way to go before it comes to the starting of the rally, which is at 4 ringgit 88 cents, or even the low at 4 ringgit 38 cents. Okay, yeah, and they can take their time. Okay, they can take their time because we can see the result was announced on May 26th. So for the next result, we still have 2 months away. Okay, and no doubt with high crack spreads, it actually tell us that the margin for refiners it will be better. But do not forget about for many of all these refiners, they might hitch their positions, the oil price to secure the oil price in using a derivative. Okay, so that's why for Heng Yuan wise, we can see that Heng Yuan had quite a bad position in derivative on last quarterly result announced, while Petron M performed better. Okay, so besides Heng Yuan, you might want to consider if you want to trade on Heng Yuan or Petron M. Okay, yeah, Kenny. Okay, for CHY, CH is asking about VS. Okay, VS, we can see VS actually had tried to rebound above 1 ringgit 03 level, 1 ringgit 03 to 1 ringgit 05 area. Okay, uh, but unfortunately, the rebound didn't deem to be successful. Okay, you can see the rebound and eventually it sell back lower, and it might come back to the 97 cents or even to 93 cents area. Okay, the labor issue remains uh, a problem for VS, whereby they are still having shortage of labor, and also the logistic issue. Okay, for the raw materials. So for VSY, these are the issues that is still ongoing on them, and it could remain the reason, okay, for the share price continue to be drag lower, or even go into sideways while waiting for all this issue to resolve. Okay, there are logistics having a very high pricing right now, and this actually increase this actually a problem for most of them, because it might reduce their profit margin, or if they found difficulties to pass the costs over to the users, to their clients. Okay, yeah. So for MFLA wise, as for MFLA, if you look into MFLA, you can see MFLA chart is pretty much going on sideways right over here. Okay, we can see MFLA, it is actually trading near the support, although we see selling to 56 cents, but we can see that this is just a one-time thing. It could be a false break, but most of the time it's supported around 59 to 60 cents area. It is a ranging rebound for MFLA at this moment. Okay, so if you want to trade on a range bound, you can use the indicator RSI. Okay, RSI to look for the oversold signals. oversold signals, okay, and then you buy on the rebound from the oversold to trade for the rebound back to the resistance of 68 to 69 cents. Okay. Uh, so at this moment for MFLA wise, we do not see too strong selling below the into the oversold territory. So you can monitor closely if it continues to sell lower with the stop loss at 55 to 56 cents. Okay, if you see good rebound and rebounding back above uh exiting the 30% oversold territory, then you might want to consider to buy for a range bound trading, possible to go back to 68 to 69 cents. Okay. Hanson is asking about banking. Okay. We have CMB and bank as that Hanson asked. Okay. So if we look into the financials, if we look into financials wise, we can see that financial sector is forming a topish around here, okay, and potential to continue sell down lower, okay, and the selling could be quite fast in recent move, in recent days, okay. It coming next few days, we might see a very strong selling. Okay, we know that the market has been having some buying on the banking stocks as they are anticipating better interest income environment for the bank stocks. But at this moment, it could be quite fully priced, and the woes about the recession could overshadow the interest income. Okay, so if we look into some of the bank like Maybank, we are seeing um, although it tried to rebound on last Friday, today it just opened gap down and pressure lower. Okay, and for public bank, we can see similar on public bank and continue pressure lower is forming a retracement selling down. Okay, on the retracement selling down and the break below 444 cents, then we might see further testing into this area for 420 cents to 437 cents. As for CMB wise, we can see CMB has been going in overlapping selling, and then of good chances it might try to retest 475 cents low as the immediate support at this time. Okay, and anytime if it breaks below this low, they are further selling pressure to foreign area if the whole conditions um turns unfavorable. Okay, if we look into MBank wise, okay, at this moment we can see MBank has been registered at 381 cents, and potentially it might have retraced to 343 cents, because for MBank is the one that hasn't been retraced too much compared to the rest that we have been looking at. Okay, so 358 cents to 353 cents, it could be a support, but eventually, if the selling is strong, we might see 340 cents for MBank as well. Okay, and next, Jennifer is asking about taxing. Okay, taxing wise, we are seeing uh, a further pressure, a selling pressure, okay, happening on taxing. Okay, although we are seeing a rebound on the June of 6, but it doesn't able to sustain, but immediately reversal and retest the low at 37 cents. Okay, so for taxing wise, it likely to continue to go into sideways. We can see it has been trading in the sideways modes over here. Okay, on the 6th of June, it was a false break. Okay, so it might continue trade into this sideway ranging modes for unknown time. Okay, but if we able to see it continue to accumulate during this period of time, break out from the area 44 cents, stay above 44 cents, and continue to pressure higher, then it might be the change um in the outlook or trend for taxing. Okay, taxing as one of the as they involve in the solar business as well. At this point, the raw materials for solar panels, all these things are pretty much has been increased tremendously. So their profit margin also affected. That's why we are not seeing SolarVax to perform. We have been seeing SolarVax has been on a selling down mode, and also Samaden, despite we can see Samaden had quite a number of awards, all this Samaden also still remain pressure because even though they got all these projects, but their profit margin could be really thin. Okay, despite for all this. All right. Okay, so to wrap up, overall, you can see the markets could continue to stay weak, and we really want to um, is either reduce some of our exposure and keep it as cash, or you can keep it in the markets on some more solid fundamentals counters, preferably with dividends on REITs or even on consumer products. Okay, sector wise, it will be more towards consumer products. And if you are trying to trade on panic selling rebound type of the markets, then you might look into um, some of those. It could be a banks. It could be banks because early of July we will be seeing another Bank Negara meetings, and good chances that the OPL rate will be increased. So if that in the event there's any panic selling happening, bank stocks could be one that we can try to look into for the buy, and the rebound could be stronger than anyone else. Yeah. Okay. So that will be all for the weekly session for today. Okay. So I hope everyone have good luck in trading this week, and also I hope what sharing could benefit you today. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Thank you.